but you're coming across very honestly, and that just very quickly seems to me that very quickly they would get this, hey, I can really work with this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And really what you ultimately want to work up to is you get to the point, and the reason you have this, you do have this squeeze page right here, but remember the rest of your site is like, it's got, you've got the ability to have posts, so you have the ability for people to comment on your blog. And what you ultimately want to get your blog to, where you're getting comments in, to the point where, let's say, let's go to nichebot and type in, oh, here, let's just go to this one. So let's go to this top one. So you see this, this blog post on how to conduct online consumer market research. Okay, so we go down to the bottom and we see there's 31 comments of people actually interacting. I'm talking to them. They're talking to me. They're giving me feedback, that sort of stuff. And this, I mean, when people see there's like real person, they're talking back and forth, and people are saying, love this article, blah, blah, it's surprising. This is like, it's called social proof. This is like saying, people saying, you're great, and you're not the one that even has to say it. It's someone else doing that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's really what you want to get to the point of, where your page, where you get on your content, you've got people, and you already have people apparently on your Cancun, Mexico site commenting on your content. And that's what you really want to have, because that shows to other visitors who haven't even showed up on your site, what that tells them is you're not just a website. You've got people, you're building a community. You have people interacting with you. That makes you even more real. Does that make sense?
It does.
All right.
Yeah, I was just going to say that with those comments that you've already had where you're being honest and truthful and that sort of thing, some of those could even be put into your squeeze page as testimonies.
Absolutely. If they're good enough and they've got enough substance, you know. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, there's certain testimonials, Ron, that are just, you know, you've seen them. Oh, wow, this is definitely going to work. You know, I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, they're just giving a comment and they haven't even tried it. It's like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
You want to get one. You want to put comments, testimonials up there, Ken, that are of real substance, of course.
Yeah.
So, but I think you've got enough groundwork and enough stuff here. I can go ahead and email you these.
Actually, I just snagged it and copied it. So.
Oh, you snagged it and copied it. Okay.
Yep.
Good. How were you? You were able to highlight on the screen?
I was actually able to take it off your screen.
Awesome. I didn't know that because I haven't actually attended my own webinars. So,
you know?
anyways.
You go to school and you learn these things. You know?
Yep. I see Ryan Taraska's on the line. Hey, Ryan. Welcome to the call. Ryan, you there? Binky the Clown? Ryan? No, I guess he doesn't have a microphone. Okay, so I think you've got a pretty good foundation here, don't you, Ken, as far as...
Oh, yeah. And Ron, I do appreciate you chiming in and awesome. I mean, that's what this is all about, is getting clarity. So
it's about getting clarity and having your own breakthrough, because how long would you be sitting there by yourself in frustration if possibly you may even, you know, after 2-3 months you could just say, oh, to hell with it, I give up on this. I can't do it, whatever. I've had many times, you know, I've had my own, I quit my job back in 2002. I was with a firm for 5 years, and I quit the job because the firm was coming to a close, and I was taking 2 months off because I ended up getting 2 months of severance pay. And I finally said to my wife, I said, this is going to be I'm breaking out. I'm taking my business full time. Of course, I had no business yet, but I knew I was going to create a sales letter during those 2 months and launch one of my businesses. Well, at the end of 2 months, I still hadn't finished the sales letter.
Okay.
And I had to finally taste my bitterness, and I had to swallow my pride and say I didn't do it, and I had to go back to work. And it wasn't until 3 years later that I actually broke free from the 9-to-5 thing. But you see, I sat there in frustration, and I didn't have anyone else to help me. I mean, I had friends online that I could talk to, but I mean, they weren't going to guide me about my thing. I didn't have really anyone to bounce ideas off of. And I never finished that sales letter, and I never launched that business. And I ended up going back to work, and I ended up launching Ice Coffee Delight, which is this site right here. While I was at my job, this was like my first sort of digital publication that I did. But I sat there for 2 months trying to create a sales letter, and I couldn't get it all out. One, because I hadn't practiced enough. And this is one of the things I talk about all the time is everyone on the line, ask yourself this. If a business opportunity or the opportunity or dream business of a lifetime came along right now, today, would you have the skills to be able to operate that business, or are you lacking the skills and not necessarily ready? See, a lot of people want to break free from the 9-to-5 thing or have their own business or concern, but when it comes down to it, are they truly conditioned and primed and know everything they need to know to be able to operate a business? Because if I ended up saying, Ken, I'm going to give you my nichebot business, it would probably take you 6 months to 9 months to actually train all the different things and all the different processes that my customer service people do, that my CFO does, that I do to be able to run the business. There's no way I could really say here and you would be able to take it over. See, that's why I'm saying most people are not conditioned for what they believe to take over or have and run a full-time online business. Does this make sense, Ron?
I had to unmute myself there.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, this is the dilemma that I'm in right now, and that there's just so much. It just seems like a day doesn't go by that I'm not reading something maybe that's on your side, or it might be on brute force or whatever. And there's just terms and everything that I have no idea what they mean, so I've got to Google, well, what's this, what's a PLR, or what's a this, or what's a that,
right,
you know?
Right.
And just trying to learn the thing.
Oh, it is.
It's absolutely amazing. It's just a whole new big world.
It really is. And every step along the way is literally like a new piece of education you got to go through. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like last week, Ken and I created, this squeeze page. Okay, we're not done with it. It's work in progress because we're doing it little by little. And plus, I don't want to do everything for Ken, because if I do it for him, he's not learning. He's not growing. And basically I'm doing a service for you, because you're then going to become dependent on me to do it for you. And I don't want that. I want to create independently successful people, entrepreneurs, that can go out and think for themselves. But see, it's so important. What you need to do is study someone's mindset, and you need to study their processes, how they do what they do, and understand why they think the way they do. And that's what I try to do to get across in this arena here.
Right.
Yep.
So what about
I have a question.
What about you, Ron? What's going on with you?
Well, I was going to say, I have a question about the squeeze page.
Okay, go for it.
how is it that we attract people to that? Is this where we're going to actually then do some of these backlinks and stuff to this page, or is this page like what they get when I've done the SEO work with the keywords and everything and the backlinks for my main page, and this comes up? How does a person get to this page? How do I drive traffic to this page for them to sign up?
Sure. Well, for one, okay, let's go back here and see currently how this site is set up. Right now, the front page leads to just a straight blog. And usually I like the front page to be the squeeze page, which would be this page. So I have to, inside WordPress, make this forcibly the front page. Okay. But there are times where, let me show you here, okay? It depends on what your delivery is going to be. But here's a site I did for a client. Okay, it's a membership site. Now you'll see this front page, okay, looks like a blog. It looks like a content site. There's multiple tabs. And obviously this is not squeeze page type stuff. But guess what? Any of these links right here. Now here's that report, 7 mistakes to getting your top 7 mistakes that'll keep you from getting your X back. Now, what we did was, instead of having one squeeze page, we split them into 2 because we wanted to deal with the man and the female differently, right? Because men, you speak a different language than you speak to women getting back together. And, you know, you talk about women when you're talking to men and you're talking about women's traits, you're talking about different traits than what men have. And when you're talking to women about men's traits, it's a totally different conversation again. Agreed? Okay.
Yes.
So this didn't make sense to have the front page as a squeeze page because there's no way to divide the traffic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So the traffic is divided by here. So someone discover the secrets to driving your ex back into your arms. Okay, great. They read that. They come down here and they go, yes, I want my lady back, or yes, I want my man back. So we've got calls to action right here, and we have calls to action right here. And then we have a call to action up here. And that's when they lead back. Then when they finally click that, they get to the squeeze page. So now it's a squeeze page, get the report, and here's what you get, right? So I could have done this with the front squeeze page, the front page being the squeeze page, right? If I'm just going to take all generic traffic and just dump them into that front page. But I decided to put the squeeze page as a secondary page behind it. Now, would I drive traffic to this page through, I would definitely drive traffic to this site, and the way I would do this is I would get backlinks to this site for particular keywords. But I would, here's the reason why, here's what I would do. Because of the problem of this being to get the man back, okay, I would only promote keywords that have to relate to women getting their man back, okay? But if it's just a straight generic page like, let's say the vacation kid, and this is the front page, I would drive traffic to this page through article marketing, okay, by doing articles and then driving traffic from the article sites to this page, and I would let them know on the article to sign up for whatever free report that you may have, and then they click here, and then they can sign right up. Now, or what you can do, the other way to do it is, you know, you have a piece of content on your site. Let's say, for example, here is the articles page, right? Okay. So this is the article page. It's not completely done yet. But here's the first article right here, right? Now what you can do is you can have a secondary page like this is an article, right?
Yes.
And you notice right here, last but not least, make sure to avoid the top 7 mistakes that instantly blow your chance. So this page is actually, in a way, a sort of, it's search engine bait for search engines to index under a, this is the keyword right here. He broke up with me. Here's how to get him back. That's the actual keyword. It's a long tail keyword. And this is bait, and this will get indexed in Google, and this page could be getting traffic, and then it drives the traffic right after they finish the article to the squeeze page, right? Okay? So you could do it both ways. You can drive traffic to the squeeze page through articles, through links. You don't have to do it to a secondary page like I just showed you. You can drive the traffic directly here. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay?
Right.
And it's actually even best that you drive the traffic here. The reason being is what happens is this is the page. There's no outgoing links here. There's no links going out to any other page except to your privacy policy and terms of service here. But what I would actually do is I'd put a link here, like a link. I would put like this back to the top link. I would put a link down at the bottom that has whatever my keyword phrase is, and then points back to the home page. So do you see that kind of circle? Because then what happens is the search engines come through this, because let's say, for instance, okay, so your article is going to be on eZine articles or one of the many sites, right? So
yes,
this is where the visitor starts off. So they end up here. I really want my ex-boyfriend back. Top techniques you need to know. Okay, so here's already someone's got an get my boyfriend back article. So this is where someone would start, and then down here is what would end up happening is they would click here and go straight to this page. So
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with this. Would be the keyword phrase that you're trying to get ranked for, and this would point back to this page right here. So you're driving traffic directly from here to here, so they fill out the form. So there's really nowhere else for them to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. And in fact, this page right here could get very highly ranked from your inbound links coming from here, pointing into here. Now this is just for everyone on the call, and of course for you, Ron. This page does not point back at this page. I'm just giving that as an example, so people aren't confused. But this is how it happens, is basically, see, what will end up happening is this article will get ranked high for a specific keyword, and this will end up usually drawing in the traffic. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So this will end up drawing in the traffic. Person comes here, hopefully they end up avoiding the AdSense here on the page, and they come to the straight content. And then what I usually try to do is I try to tie this article in with what the landing page may be. So I try to continue the conversation from this article. I try to continue it on the website. Or what I try to do is I try to link whatever I'm trying to solve or the problems I'm bringing up in the article here. I'll try to tie that into download the report, download 7 steps to, to avoid not getting your ex-lover back, or whatever it may be, whatever the report is. I would make that the keyword here, and then have it pointing here. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yep.
But here's the other thing, okay? When you're doing article marketing and you're distributing here, you can get 2 active links, okay? So this person is using one link here and one link here, but they're not using any sort of anchor text here at all. So this is a waste of a link, okay? Here's another thing that they're doing wrong, okay? This link, if you look down here to the lower left-hand screen, hopefully you can see that in my queue, it's pointing to the same page that this is pointing to. So what happens is when you have two links pointing to the same page, one of the links gets diluted. Does that make sense? So you might as well, for this second link, point it to a different page and get credit for that keyword pointing to the different page. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So not only can you promote two different URLs, you can promote two different pages. So I could say, after this article's over, and don't forget to make sure and pick up the 7 mistakes to avoiding, 7 mistakes to avoid when trying to get your X back. And for additional getting back with your X articles, click here. And I would have getting back with your X articles I would use that as the keyword. So you see what I'm doing? I'm driving. I'm giving them an option to interact as well, but I'm also getting credit for that keyword as well being in the hyperlink. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So you're actually there's 3 things you're getting. You're getting this traffic right here to your article. You're getting the SEO benefit, and then you're also getting the ability to get traffic from this article itself actually ranking on the search engines. And that takes, of course, it takes a couple weeks for it to climb up into the search engines. Now, here's the other thing you want to do. Here's an interesting thing. Since I know you're an Evo user, what you would do is, now think about this. What's wrong with, we already know that eZine Articles gets articles ranked very high because it's an authority site for articles and for content, right?
Right.
Plus
So,
you have to give 10 before you...
Say that again?
Before they publish it. I said you have to give them 10 articles before they even put you on their...
Oh, before they make you a pro user, right? Something along those lines. But beyond that, I forgot where I was going here.
With Evo.
Evo, right. Okay. So we know that Evo builds backlinks, right?
Yes.
And the way it does build backlinks allows when the site that it's being pointed to, or the page, I should say, it's not the site it's pointing to, whatever page you're promoting inside Evo, there's no reason you can't promote one of your articles here on eZine Articles inside Evo.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This article, right, because in a way, see, there's a give and take with eZine Articles. Is we understand they're trying to make their money through the AdSense here. And if the content is good enough and the title is catchy enough, the person's going to fly right by this stuff. And they're going to read your content. So here's the biggest problem is a lot of people submit their articles to article directories, and sometimes the search engines don't find them right away. Okay? Or they don't find them at all because the problem is people are submitting so many articles and so much content. What happens is see here on the front page of eZine Articles, what's happening is these. You see these? This is the main authority page for eZine Articles. I think it's a page rank 7 or something. Okay, but these articles sift through here. See, recently approved articles. As soon as they're off this first page, they go onto some second page, or they get lost and buried within who knows. Oh, look at how many authors there are. 257,000 authors. Imagine how much content they have, probably millions of articles. So some of this stuff gets buried deep in here. So what happens is you want to go take this article, okay, and you go and you run whatever your keyword phrase that you're trying to do in here, run this URL right here through Evo and get backlinks and build backlinks to this site, to this page. This will boost this article straight to the top, and this will now be getting you traffic from people, of course, hopefully reading the quality content right here, and then they end up visiting through here. Plus, you're, of course, getting the search engine benefit through using words in the hyperlink. So did that answer your question pretty well?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Okay. And so did I add on another tier to in explaining how you can even get backlinks to your articles to help? Because that really is good. That really helps out, because otherwise this article usually doesn't have any backlinks supporting it. Makes sense?
Right. Right. Absolutely. And it just seems to me too that since he's making since you're making these articles for the newsletter,
right,
that then every week you'd be putting an article like here on eZine, and you'd be promoting it with like Evo. So all these different articles are coming in, and ultimately all these different things are pointing back to your site.
Exactly. And here's another thing that happens is, now there's some search engine benefit coming from eZine articles, okay? So you have, when you get these inbound links, you're getting the thrust of the benefit of this link pointing at your site. And what's really happening too is when you promote this article and get more get backlinks to this article, not to your site, well, guess what? It juices up this article, and then it makes it more it makes this backlink even more powerful because you're juicing up this article. See, it's almost like you're double backing on it. You're like, it's like you're getting two people to push at one time rather than just one person pushing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and it goes right down with what you've been saying all along, and then certainly Evo is talking the same thing, that your site, your ultimate site, gets ranked so much higher when it's coming from authoritative or from other busy sites.
Right.
So if you're ranking this page, and here the spiders are seeing that this darn article on this fantastic site, eZine, I better give a little bit more ranking to the links that are in the article and where they're going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And getting additional backlink support to your article makes your article more powerful, making these links outbound more powerful. And guess what? Nobody's going to complain. One of the things, you can't over-promote somebody else's site. You know, it's like you can't run Evo five times a week on the same site. You're going to burn your site out, you know? But you could do Evo, you can run Evo on eZine articles. I don't think they'd really care.
No.
You know, and it's only going to help your article get higher in the search engine rankings, period.
Yep. Yep.
And it's almost like you're not really trying to manipulate the search engine rankings because you're doing promotions for eZine articles.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think it's a win-win all the way around.
Absolutely. Because you said early on when you were talking here about eZine, where they make their money like these ads and everything, so they want traffic. Well, here you are, you're promoting more traffic to that site, which means more people are looking at their ads, so they're certainly not going to say, "Now you stop that."
Exactly. The other thing of interest. Now, if you read that article I talked about, large magnetic, large gaping magnetic spider holes.
Yes.
Okay. So in Evo, you have an RSS. Okay.
Yes.
Now you see this is the RSS feed right here. And see, this is the page where, you know, spiders see this stuff. This is the page that I would send spiders to, you know. It's like that large gaping magnetic spider hole I revealed yesterday in that link post.
Yes.
Same thing here. Now the question is, my question is, are these no-followed links? And I could probably tell you they are no-followed. I don't have my Quirk search status, but if I did, I could tell. let me just install that real quick here. So, Quark search status. All right, I'm going to install this Firefox browser plugin. And basically, this shows me I can easily highlight on the page. I could download on my page. I can see on the page which links on a page are no followed. They show up in pink. So give me just 1 second and I'll download this. Okay, I'm going to allow this and I'm going to install. I usually have all my neat stuff on my other main laptop. I don't have all of my toolbars and everything installed on this. This is my video computer that I'm using right now. So now we'll see we've got search status on, and we'll see that it's now active down here with the little Q. And what I do is I go highlight no follow links, and it will highlight for me all the ones that are no follow. And let's go over here and refresh this page. It looks like these are not no followed. So what I would do is, this is a great page to, you know, so let's say this person, see they had, see this person right here, they had submitted this today, it got approved today.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would go over to Pingoat. Okay, and what Pingoat does is it alerts the search engines or the RSS aggregators, you know, these little spiders that aggregate data all over the place, and it tells basically the search engines that there's new content. So if I came over here and I wanted to make sure to get the spiders over here to index this article, I'll take this link right here, I'll put it into the URL there, that's the URL of the article, and then it says XML feed right here, you see that?
Yes.
I put this as my XML feed, you see how it says .xml right there?
Uh-huh.
So I take that, I copy that, I come over here, I put that in here, I click the general ones, non-English don't necessarily really need those, and I put in the blog name right here. I'm not going to put in eZine articles, I'm going to put the name of the article. So I'll take the name of the article. I'm helping someone else out here, so, but I'm just doing this as an example. So I've got the blog name here, I put the article in, I put the blog URL or the URL of the actual article, and then I put in XML feed, I put that XML, that's right here. I've got it all ready, and then I hit Go Pingoat, and it's now letting the search engines know, go here and pick up this article and index it in your... This actually gets the indexing going faster when you ping these different... they're like news sources, basically. They're like spiders that go out and get information. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This is like a, hello, over here, guys, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So this will now go, and it will go index this. You know, it's going to probably take an index a number of things here, but it drives the spiders right here. So they grab your article, they index it in Google, so it shows up. Usually with eZine articles, their stuff usually gets into the index pretty fast because this is an authoritative site that Google probably visits probably every hour.
So is this just for RSS feeds?
For your what?
Is this just for the RSS feeds?
Yes. This is for, you know, you want to say this is for, you could use this info for Evo, for promoting this article in Evo, or if, for instance, you wanted to get, you know, get a spider to come and index this article.
Yeah. See, when I mentioned to you that I was in this, the dilemma of all this new stuff, I'm trying to see what do I need to do in order to get my site going with RSS feeds and stuff. How I make that all happen. So I'm trying to learn that now too.
Okay, so RSS feeds. So are you saying you want to get RSS feeds on your own site?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I'm thinking that I need to somehow to promote my site because, you know, there's that RSS stuff with Evo, but I'm not sending anything out. I don't have anything set up to send out to these RSS sites.
What do you mean by you don't have anything to send out to the RSS sites?
I thought that I needed to set up like XML files or something in order for it to
For it to work?
for it to work, for them to be able to see that there's something there and actually then be able to get the feed.
Well, let's go ahead and open up Evo and look at which area you're talking about. So we're talking about when we start Evo.
Yeah.
You're talking about RSS in here or my site, and this is the RSS feed right here. Is that what you're talking about right here?
Yes.
Okay.
Like I don't have anything set up to put in there.
Right. So if you click this button right here, right next to it, okay, so let's read that. It says enter your site or blog's RSS feed. If it is a static site without an RSS feed, which I think yours is, right?
Yes.
Or is yours a blog?
No, mine is like a static site, no blog on it.
Got it. So leave this blank. You can leave it blank, but it is definitely more powerful if you do have an RSS feed. But you can leave it blank. You don't need to fill that in for it to be able to work. Or, this is what you can do. Create an RSS feed from your static site. Just go over to HTML to RSS. And this is, it says it's for advanced users. But what you do is you come over here, and this turns your site in, it creates a feed out of your static site. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
So now you can have an RSS feed. You just need to come here, sign up for this, and they'll give you some code, and they'll give you what your RSS feed is. And it's usually, as you can see, these are what the RSS feeds look like. You see this? So you basically, they host the RSS feed for you.
Okay.
So then that's what you end up putting into Evo right here, into your RSS site feed right here.
Okay, so what would be the advantage then to RSS feed like that? For instance, if I add new products to the page, it would update people that I'd
correct.
Write something up and say we've just added 5 new paintball rifles or something.
Something, yeah. Whenever you update your site, you want to. What basically RSS feeds do is they find your content and end up giving you extra links. I mean, it's almost like free links. So what Evo does is it submits all of your RSS feeds at the end when it's going through submitting all of your sites, and when it's done submitting all that, basically it's telling, it's taking your RSS feed, and let's see, wherever you are. So let's take, for instance, this is the site. Let's say this is your site, for instance, and this is your RSS feed. And what it's basically doing is when you submit to these RSS feeds, you're getting backlinks to your site because they're picking up all this stuff, right, that has links. And they're posting it somewhere on some site, it could be a generic site or whatever, because there are out there people or sites and people with sites that are scraping content. They're constantly they're grabbing content. They don't care where the content's coming from. So they grab your content, they post it to your site, and guess what? You get this link back to your site, right? So really, the RSS, it's just like getting a little extra juice, if you know what I'm saying. People pick up your content, and it's really to get your site out there and to get spider activity. It juices everything, you know, a little extra, if you know what I mean.
Okay. So like when I'm, because I've not even tried to do RSS for myself, but like say you could go to any of these sites, CNN as an example, and you can join there, or you know, join the RSS. So if I do that, when I do that, what happens? Do I get alerted that something, you know, new news or something comes on?
When you join their RSS feed?
Yeah, when you join somebody's RSS
Correct.
feed.
As soon as they post content, it goes into wherever your RSS reader is, or like say for instance Google has its own reader called Google Reader, and as soon as someone posts something and it goes live, it shows up inside of your program.
So somebody subscribes to my RSS at airsoftpaintball.world.com. So if I add 5 new products, then that goes out like as alert.
It depends if that content is updated in your RSS feed or it's contained within your RSS feed. See, let me say this. Okay, so let's go to the new site, searchengineseduction.com. Okay, so this site, these pages up here, okay, say like this page, say this about page right here, okay?
Yes.
This is a page, and it will not get involved, or it is not in the RSS feed. This show, the only thing that's in the RSS feed is like this show.
Right.
Okay? Because these are actual these are pages, they're not posts. This is the only real post right here, and that will end up showing up in the RSS feed. I'm just trying to see where my RSS feed button is. I think it's, I don't think I even have it on there, because I'm trying to drive people into a different place. I'm trying to drive them into an order form, not into the RSS feed. But I should have an RSS button up here. But if I go into my feed, you'll see I don't have any of these top web pages up here. I just have the post that I've made right here. You see that?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So on so then I can make my RSS feed whatever page I want.
Whatever content you want involved, yes.
Yeah. So it would be maybe the RSS feed is only for a certain kind of product or something.
Could be, yeah.
And so if I update products on that particular page, then it goes out as a feed, something updated.
Correct. So if somebody in their Google Reader or their RSS client reader, as soon as they open it up, you publish something an hour ago, and it will automatically appear in their reader, because their reader is going to check that feed, and if there's something new, it updates their client. It updates their reader on their desk. So yeah.
So just so I can visually see this, so I've got, say I presently today have 20 paintball guns on this page.
Okay.
And then tonight I add 5, so now I've got 25.
Right.
As soon as that's updated, then an RSS thing comes out, and would they actually then see the page with the 25 on there, or it just tells them there's been an update at that page?
Inside of their program, like, okay, so let's go here. Okay, it wants us to sign in. Okay, let's do the tour. Okay, so here it is. Keep track of your favorite websites. Stay up to date. Simplify your reading experience to deliver new content. Okay. So you're at, let's see. I'm just trying to, okay. So here's Google Reader. So this is basically what it looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see where it says basically, I know it's kind of small, but it says basically all items here.
Yes.
And it says 42. There's 42 items in there. And then
Yes.
this guy has something open called the official Google blog, because something was just updated where it said students get your gadget on, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this is what they're going to see. They're going to see the content that is on that page, or they will see an excerpt from that content.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what they will see inside their reader or whatever client. There's a bunch of different types of RSS readers out there. But inside this Google Reader, so say you just posted an article on the 5 best ways to get your paintball gun on, and this is what they'll see when they load up their program. It'll go, you've got, if they had 42 items before they opened it up and you added 5 items on your site, this will go up to 47. And they will see, they'll open up, click all items, and they'll see a listing of all the messages they've received from all the websites they're trying to keep track of. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when they open up each individual message, this is what it'll look like. It'll be just content. They won't see. I'm not. I don't think they're going to see the images on the page because the images don't load from the RSS feed. But they will see the text that's on that page. And as long as you have basically the article here is a link directly to the content on your site.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what it looks like.
Okay.
Let's see if we have. So, any other questions, Ron?
I'm okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. So we're about an hour and 50 minutes in. Anybody else have any questions? Please either speak up or type your question into the right, or forever hold your peace until next week.
Hey, Jim.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
it's Binky the Clown.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Not a lot.
How's it
What's
going,
up?
Ryan?
Excellent, man. Excellent.
What's going on?
I'm doing a redesign on a client's site right now.
Okay.
And I don't know. She wants to do an online grand opening. Okay, we're
An
doing
online grand opening?
basically
For an
her
offline store?
service. She owns a service business.
Okay.
Actually, she does social media marketing.
Okay.
And she wants to do we're doing a hard grand opening tonight, actually, brick and mortar.
Okay.
And it's a networking opportunity.
Okay.
So she has a lot of business people coming in, and
Gotcha.
she has a great tie-in for that because our legislature bashed education just recently, and she's donating money to PE teachers to
Okay.
get kids involved and active in PE, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I was curious about is we were looking at a couple of different ways to do this, the online grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
And my idea was to first start up kind of like using a squeeze page
Okay.
to drive people in for sign up.
Okay.
Okay, and then when we do the sign up, basically it'll be like, I don't know what she exactly wants to do, but I mean tonight we're doing a raffle basically.
You're doing a
And,
raffle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, for different services. 'Cause
Okay.
there's like 5 people that provided services.
Okay.
And she left me with this idea of the concept, and I was just kind of hard pressed because I was like, well, we could get some joint venture partners once we have this going, because she already has. I mean, her call to action on her page was horrible, and I had to help her change that. But since she's changed it, I mean, I honestly I haven't even looked at the stats because I've been too busy trying to program the rest
Sure.
of her site.
Okay.
I told her that's not really what I do, but hey, whatever. She's a friend, so I'm helping her out. But
Gotcha.
the thing about it is that I was just curious if we go the joint venture marketing route, whereby we give out a product with several bonuses. Because I was looking at, I introduced her to the world of PLR, and she was looking at purchasing, some PLR packages
Right.
to give out, some bonus material, etc.
Right.
And I told her probably one of the best things to do for her particular business, since she does social media stuff, would be to do a nice video, because she has the material and the equipment to do it.
She has
And I said,
Camtasia or whatever.
I don't know exactly what she uses, but she has trade out with a guy who does video.
Okay.
So
Okay.
But I was just kind of at a loss, because I was like, well, if you did a video, that would be a really good, front piece for something to give away.
Sure.
And that'd be valuable because it's unique content.
Yeah, and something people can connect with. A person.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just been kind of an interesting trial by fire.
Gotcha.
Playing around with multiple different learning curves right now, like I was hearing the other guys talk about. And I guess my main question to you is like, how would I go about finding some JV partners that are kind of on her same level? We're kind of small in terms of her business.
Okay.
And
So what is... Okay, so I kind of heard a couple of businesses or a couple of things that are going on that she's doing, but what is her service? What is she offering?
Her service is basically, she takes people's cards, their business cards, inserts them into, usually it's Microsoft, the Outlook.
Okay.
And then she goes ahead and gets them set up in Facebook, in Twitter, in LinkedIn, etc.
Okay, so she does a social media setup.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then she also helps them to get, and she helps them to retain friends, and, and she lists all their contacts, basically, throughout
Gotcha.
social media.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, but, it's like, she's getting a bundle of clients, and, that's really cool for her, but I said, well, let's get something together in terms of a nice, white paper or something that we can put out that you can really start getting a nice warm lead list, for your newsletter.
Right.
And she uses, I think, Constant Contact.
Okay.
I think is her email software.
Okay.
And she keeps up to date with her clients pretty well. But I was talking to her about a list, and she said she had a list of over 1,000 people. And I said, wow, that's impressive. And then she said, yeah, I just take their cards, and I get their emails off their cards. I go, well, that's a little different than an opt-in list.
Right.
So,
yeah, because you can't necessarily import those people onto a mailing list unless you get their, get them to double opt in. Now, if she already readily knows them, yeah, you can actually import those in.
Right. We've talked about that. I explained to her about that, and I said, look, instead of going that route, let's just do that from tonight, because you'll already have these people that you're going to be networking with.
Right.
And she networks with a number of different groups throughout the country.
Right.
So I said, look, all those network people, just ask them, let's get some kind of form together, a physical form that they could fill out if they want to become, if they want to get your newsletter or whatever, something nice looking,
Right.
But, that was it for the physical part of it. But then for the opt-in in terms of online, I was interested in your discussion that you were having about what page to actually
promote,
access as the squeeze page.
Right.
Would I change index to like index 1 or something like that and just use index HTML as my squeeze page?
You can do that. So do you have a WordPress blog, or how's it set up?
She's got WordPress. She has a WordPress blog on her site right now, too. So, and I liked the, whatever that theme was that you had going on for those WordPress blogs, the various ones. That looked really sharp. What is that? Do you mind?
Say that one more time.
What is that theme that
This
you're
one?
using for your WordPress? Yeah.
This one with the squeeze page?
Is that Thesis?
No. It is It is flexibilitytheme.com. And so this is it. It's new Flex Squeeze for WordPress. And basically this allows you to have squeeze pages and such the way I'm doing it. It gives you that one column thing that you see here. And not too many other, there's maybe one other WordPress theme out there like this. But this is the best one I know of so far as for my needs with doing that squeeze page thing. So let me get clear though okay, because there's a lot of things it sounds like you've got going on. You're trying to help her out with this launch, right? So let's talk about JV partners. So what does she have? First of all, does she have an affiliate program? Can she give up money or funds for people referring her stuff?
No. I don't know. We were discussing that. She's part of she's part of a network of people. That they do have an affiliate program, and I guess she's marketing their affiliate program.
She's marketing their affiliate program?
Yes.
But she also has her own services.
Right.
Okay, so what's being marketed? What is she trying to do? Market her own services? Her social media services? Okay. Right. Right. So the question, or my question that I really have to know is, what do you guys want to do with the visitor?
I guess, I mean, from what I was getting from her is that we want to create a warm lead list, so then we would give them some bone to chew on and get them into our email list.
Right. You're going to have to give away either a white paper or freebie or have a really strong, compelling reason for them to want to give up their name and email address.
Right. And we've been discussing that for a while, so we already have some good ideas in terms of the white paper idea and stuff.
Okay. But I would definitely, if you're going to do that, I would definitely do a squeeze page.
That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to, because otherwise, here's the thing. It's like anything. Let's go to this page. So remember I was talking about how I set up this client site on secrets to getting the X back. Okay. So it's like a generic blog. It's not a front page squeeze page, because one of the reasons is the reason that was set up this way is on purpose, because if we wanted to do Google advertising, the front page of the site has to look like a traditional content site. Otherwise, Google won't allow you to do advertising. So that's why this was set up that way. Otherwise, I would have probably had her do a squeeze page if she wasn't going to want to go towards or lean towards Google advertising. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So usually, see, this is why I always ask some preliminary questions about, like, okay, what do you want to do with your visitor? Well, it sounds like you guys want to warm them up. You got to get them on an email list, so you're going to need a squeeze page.
Right.
So, I mean, but the thing is you can have a squeeze page on the front, or you can have a squeeze page secondary. Because you can control where you're driving the traffic, unless you're driving all of the traffic to the front page. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you have options, see, here's the problem with a non-squeeze page. Look at all the options the person has here. They can click over here, they can click here, they can click here, all over the place. And what the squeeze page does is basically the squeeze page takes all the options away. You see the navigation's gone, they can't click away. They're stuck on this page and they can't do anything unless they put their name and email address, click the X button, or hit the back button.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you remove all these extra distractions. So it sounds like what you need is a squeeze page and, like you were saying, a white paper report.
Because I remember we had this discussion before about, removing all the distractions and all the any kind of external links or links to other pages within the site.
Uh-huh.
They all have to be removed from the squeeze page for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you could have a link at the bottom or something, but any link that goes out is a potential distraction. See, these links just go straight here, trying to force them to go in here. There's one link here, which is the privacy policy that opens up into a new page that shows, the Aweber privacy policy. But other than that, yeah, there's nothing for them to click away from here. I mean, if they consciously make a decision to click off the site or they make a decision to hit the back button, that is within their control. But see, you want to remove any other distraction other than the one isolated event you want them to do, and that is to get on this mailing list. And you want to be able to contact them and keep in contact with them so that you can warm them up, whatever. And see, the thing is, it's real easy. See, when you're trying to sell something on the first or the second autoresponder, it's like basically trying to, pressure sales before someone's ready to readily educated about your product. But, by the sixth or the seventh time, you warm them up, and they're either so disinterested or so very interested that all you have to do is provide them a link, and they'll hit it and click and go and pay for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that goes along with your previous discussion about establishing yourself as the expert in your field,
right,
etc.
Right. That's what Ron was talking about, and that's totally right down the pipeline, what you want to do.
Okay. Sweet. I'll pass
Did
it along.
Did you gain clarity from that?
Oh, I certainly did.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
absolutely.
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, it was kind of what I was talking to her about in the first place, but I just wanted to hear it in your words, so then
Right.
it wasn't just me, hearing the voice in my head saying,
Right.
hey, this is some harebrained idea, this and that.
Right. Okay.
I've had those.
Yeah, we all have them. I mean, whether they're sound ideas or, it's time will only tell, or whether you decide to go through with it. Now, so the thing is so you wanted, let me just make clear one more thing on this, and I'm going to definitely have to get going because I've got an appointment I've got to get to. But if you want to do JVs, so you ask yourself, okay, so who are the sites that are going to, this is going to be unfortunately a manual process unless you have some sort of an automated tool. However, actually I have a much better tool rather than Google. Okay, so let's, real quickly, I want to just go log in here. Okay, so you can come over to the Analysis X tool. Now, this tool's not available just yet, but this tool right here is, okay? So, you want a keyword, right? So, social media type sites, right? You're looking to JV with, right?
Sure.
Okay. So social media, let's type in social media and let's see what kind of suggestions come up here. So social media sites, social media marketing, social media websites, social networking, social media optimization. So I think what relates the most to what she's doing is social media marketing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what we can do, of course, is click here, and then we have a bunch of sites throughout here that we can check out to see, does this person look like they're, they're not top tier. They'll maybe give me some time, and you want to go and check them out. And does this person look like maybe they have a list? Look, they've gotten this article tweeted 62 times. They have some clout. Some people are reading their stuff. Only thing you can do is, say this person is a pretty good candidate, and you can try to find their contact information. Here's their Twitter. Wow, what just happened on that page? I just lost them. Let's go back to the contact. So here we have, I can go and see what their contact information. I can try to get them a direct message on Twitter. Obviously, this guy is the head of social media for Ford Motor Company, so you might say he's probably out of the league, right? Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll go back to and now we'll go to another site. So this is a way to do it. You've got to look into the results to see what kind of firms she can work with. And it's just going to have to be it's a harvesting. So one of the other ways to do it, and the quicker ways to do it, and to get immediate information, would be to head over to, I've got a tool on nichebot. Let's see. Oh, is this the screen? That is the screen. Okay. So if I wanted, say, I wanted the top 30 for social media marketing, I'll click this, and I'll get the top sites for this, including the Alexa result, including my Alexa results. So I'm going to let this process. It's going to take a second here because it's doing so many things. You'll see what's involved in this tool. It's pretty incredible what this thing does. All right, so here's the keyword analysis for this, but what you notice here is what this does is it gets the contact information directly here on this page. You can see instantly, you can see the Alexa rank for these pages, so you can see how much traffic, whether their traffic's increasing, and immediately right off the bat you have a phone number and fax of certain organizations that you can contact. Some of them, of course, don't have the info available, what have you. But this is just a lot quicker and easier to go through a list than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So
that helped out a lot. Thanks.
That's a way to do it. That's a good contact. And plus, of course, you can save this information into your account, and the saved searches show up there. So, yeah, so that's one way to do it. So it's really kind of just a harvesting thing, and you just kind of have to get on the phone and just, I would say the phone is the best. You can do email. You're going to get less response by email because people are just no longer there on email. People getting too much email, all that sort of stuff.
Well, that's cool.
But yeah, you want to take a look at who's going to look and say that again.
Is that she loves using the phone, so that
yeah.
rocks.
So you want to. So what you may want to do is go through and scrub some information, and scrub some information that you either find at nichebot using this tool right here, or go on to Google and just go through. It's going to be a hand-by-hand process, but you're going to go through and say which sites would be potential candidates. Some of the top ones are going to probably be out of the reach, like Mashable, Search Engine Watch. These are huge organizations that are already well established. Probably she's not going to get much. It would take a long time to be able to court a large client like that. And I'm sure she just wants to go for people that are looking for immediate results. Now, she may want to think about, rolling this type of service out within our own area to local businesses. I mean, because nowadays, I mean, think about it. We're in 2010 now. I mean, this whole online thing is way more acceptable now to the regular business crowd. And those people are willing to pay bucks to have stuff set up for them, like Twitter, this, that, and all that.
Oh, absolutely.
Know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's probably, you know, I think that's not a bad idea either. Because I was looking at going the fire sale route, where, you know, we blow out like 15 different items, you know, PLR items.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
You know, and do it, you know, on
if
that
you have a
one day
list,
only.
if you have, do you have an existing list?
That's the whole thing. I'm not really sure about her list. I just, you know, I don't want to do it to a bunch of people you just got their business cards from.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, let's
Thank
keep
you,
on
Jim.
top of it, and let's keep gaining more clarity on what, you know, how you're going to continue helping her, and you know, anything that comes up during the week, let's chat about it next week.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Ryan. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, always a pleasure.
So every week here, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we get together here to overcome your obstacles and start having more and more breakthroughs. Again, as you could see in our show today, breakthroughs don't happen unless you come out, get involved, ask questions, and then I can redirect and I can ask some questions to find out where you're going, what you're doing. Sometimes it's just a matter of, like we heard from Ken on the line today, it's just a matter of asking the right question to get the right set of benefits for whatever web page you're constructing. So I reshifted Ken's thinking. Instead of talking about benefits about his membership site that he's trying to, his travel membership he's trying to sell, I had him focus on more content. And then we got Ron, who had contributed about making sure that he's coming across with real articles, international, how to travel abroad internationally, all those types of travel tips, so he comes across and is positioned more as an authority and an expert in the travel industry. And that comes across less salesy. It doesn't come across like you're trying to bludgeon me over the head with some membership that I don't know whether I want or not, because I don't trust you yet. And so that's really the kind of things that have to be overcome. Is one, a lot of people are just incessantly cynical and skeptical about everything until they are proven otherwise. And sometimes that takes time, and sometimes that takes a number of different touches, like follow-up emails to let the person know, hey, you're not a scam artist, you're going to be around here for years, what have you. And if you've been in business already 15 years, make sure to tell that person so they feel more comfortable. You're involved in the Chamber of Commerce, that sort of stuff. You've received awards. All these things make you appear more real in the eyes of your visitor. Now, make sure, of course, to review the Quick Start Guide for Proper Foundation. There's a bunch of condensed knowledge in there. And, of course, as we started off the show, make sure to incorporate one way of building backlinks to your site, because that really is the way you get a lot of free traffic, and it's the number one way. I personally positioned nichebot in the beginning when it was a free service, and positioned it perfectly to then launch it into a paid service 2 years after I had launched it. But I did a lot of positioning before I even launched the thing, and I had a mailing list beforehand of like 20,000 plus people. So, it just takes time for this stuff. So, jot down your questions as you're going along, doing things during your regular routine. Make sure to have a pad. I always say have an idea pad and have a question pad, because you have ideas during the regular day when you're out driving around town, what have you, things pop in your head. Write those ideas down, because I have found personally they don't come back, those ideas. Have a question pad. Whenever you have you're stuck, you're not clear on something, you don't know how to sell something, you don't know how to create a web page, you don't know how to create a headline, we'll go through it here on that show. Jot down your question so that you have it ready at the time the show begins next week, Wednesday at 11. Decide whether you wish you want to share the URL with the group. That's fine if you don't want to, but it's going to be a little bit tough to get into specifics and details and help me get clear on what your strategy is at your site. Explain your situation in detail with specifics, of course, so I can envision your problem if you're not going to share your URL, and we're going to go through things. And of course, the more information you give in return, the more clarity I can give back to you in return. And that's really all I'm here to help you do, is to help you progress and move forward. On that note, I want to thank everyone for showing up today and getting involved in their own success. And I want to wish you a great rest of the week and a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.